Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Orbis Overdrive. It's your guy, Gimmick.
And resident newbie, Miiku.
How is everybody doing today?
I am overloaded with joy, honestly. How about you?
I would say I'm pretty overlorded. I'm super excited, though. Today is going to be a great new episode of Orbis Overdrive. As you guys know, Orbis Overdrive is the show where we talk about the big maintenance update that happened just last night. So we have a lot of patch notes to go through and a lot of content to talk about today. So first of all, I hope everyone's doing well once again, but why don't we get right into the imprint and talk all about it?
Well, we have a bunch of updates so far, so let's just hit it off. So we have the draft mode update.
Yes.
The new hero, Wandering Prince Sid. World Arena's schedule is coming to an end. And plus we got a new skin for Briar Witch.
We also have a few other things that we'll be talking about as well, but why don't we get right into that first slide here with the draft mode update. We have some new heroes being added and a lot of adjustments. So as you can see, we have Sea Phantom, Politis, and Janua. And on top of this, we have a total of 36 heroes having their equipment adjusted for draft mode. So
Oh my
if
gosh.
you guys haven't seen the changes, they're already in there. Be sure to check it out in-game.
Or you can actually check it out on Stove too.
On Stove as well, we have the full list of the heroes that were changed. I would love to read them out, but I don't think we want to be here until the end of stream talking about every single hero.
We need like a whiteboard, be like, here's the changes.
Here's what you do.
Welcome to class, everybody.
Anyways, another little extra surprise for you guys as well regarding draft mode is on our next slide. Ooh.
So the Overlord heroes are coming to draft mode. That means Ainz, Albedo, and Shalltear are available now.
Yes, so that means that even if you might not have the gear or even the heroes, you will be able to participate in draft mode and utilize all three of these heroes in the current rotation. So super big stuff. They already have their builds live. You can go check it out. Their stats are kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. We'll talk a little bit about it in a little bit. But yes, for those who might not have gotten super lucky on their gacha, or if they're not ready for gear for PvP, you can check them out in the draft mode, which is super cool. So I'm really, really glad about that.
I was gonna say draft mode is one of my favorite modes, so I am so excited to see them come in.
Let's go on to our next slide right here. So speaking of new heroes and such, we have the Wandering Prince Sid. So Wandering Prince Sid is the newest ML4 hero after Infinite Horizon Acadies.
Wow, it's been that long?
It's been a little while, but we do have the newest, and it is a longtime hero, none other than Sid, taking place in the Conqueror of the Seas Moonlight universe, which is really cool. So he's a prince of a faraway kingdom, was kidnapped by pirate Captain Flan, and is now serving on her ship. So her skills are pretty darn interesting.
Yeah, tell me about it, Gimmick.
Yes.
So, here, I'm ready.
Don't look at me like that.
No, how am I looking at it? I want to know. Tell me all about Wandering Prince Sid.
So first of all, you can see all the details on our YouTube video. Be sure to check it out on our YouTube channel after the stream. But for those who don't know, Wandering Prince Sid has a skill 2 passive where if an opponent is hit with an AoE attack from somebody else, he will lunge in, hit the opponent with the highest combat readiness, push them back by 20% before pushing up your teammate with the highest combat readiness by 20%. So pretty interesting for both a kind of like a hybrid between aggressive and anti-cleave as well. And then his skill 3, which I really love, is the name of it, which is Narrative Retcon. He's like, you know what? I think I actually win here.
Like, I win all the time. I'm Sid.
You fool! I have portrayed myself as the winner and you as the loser, and now you will die.
You lose. I win.
So he will plant a bomb on the full enemy team and decrease their speed, and then detonate. And the very interesting thing about this too is that it is a non-attack skill that is an AoE bomb plant. So very, very interesting.
So, what kind of synergies can you just like kind of theorize right now? Because
off the top of my head, that's very, very interesting.
Because maybe it's just me being my newbie self. I'm like, this kind of feels like Politis, so there might be some kind of synergy with the non-attack skills.
Kind of. Well, I would say that. So he requires a proc with a AoE attack. So you can actually bring Politis in as like a anti-cleave flex, which might be interesting because it pushes back the highest CR on the enemy team and then pushes your team up by 20. That could be pretty interesting. On top of that as well, he could be used in a very aggressive draft. So like with Pirate Captain Flan opening or just a general AoE opener, he plants those bombs and then he takes the turn, right? he can then bomb the opponent and then stun them all. That's pretty interesting stuff too.
Ooh.
Like there's so many cool opportunities out of this
I was
character.
gonna say maybe just go a full bomb team in the sense of like we get Summertime Iceria, we get Pirate Captain Flan,
Yep.
we get Wandering Prince Sid on board.
And actually, the showcase actually showed that, which is
Really?
pretty cool. They actually showcased as well, was it Roaming Warrior Leo as well?
Oh yes, I still remember that.
Yeah, so he's also a bomb unit.
Really?
Which is pretty cool. So it's pretty interesting stuff to see.
And anyways, I know he has a history with Pirate Captain Flan.
Yes.
Doesn't he has exclusive lines.
I think that, yeah, I'm pretty sure there might be some super secret extra lines when encountering an opponent with the Pirate Captain Flan on their team. So be sure to check that out. It'll be pretty cool.
I was gonna say, I love these new voice lines that they're adding.
I love these little story interactions. It's like one of my favorite things to see. But chat, how do you guys feel about Wandering Prince
Yeah.
Sid? Anything you guys want to, share? Maybe some prospective builds you guys might have in mind. Like,
What do you guys think? Because I haven't had too much luck in the Mystic summons before, so.
well, he is an ML4, so you will have a little bit more luck, fortunately. But it is a Mystic hero, but you could also get him through other means like Covenants or stuff like that.
Ooh.
So yeah, I mean, like to me, I see like so many cool ideas out of this character. We'll have to wait and see when he releases soon. We'll be talking about his banner in a little bit, but why don't we move on into the next slide for the time being? Which is, yes, so speaking of PvP and all this
Yes.
stuff, so the World Arena season is coming to an end on the 4th on UTC. So
Okay.
that means that you might have a little bit earlier, a little bit later, depending on your time zone. But yeah, basically, World Arena season ends in just about a week. If you haven't made your climb yet, be sure to start making it very soon. Because if you want to get this skin, which we'll see on the next slide,
Do
let's
it.
roll this next slide through.
Oh, she's so freaking pretty. The Knight Commander Briar Witch's Saria skin.
It's so cool.
Oh.
I love the look of this. I know I talked about it last stream when it was revealed, but we did get a little bit extra context behind this skin, which is
Yes.
cool. If you guys haven't checked out the video on the YouTube, be sure as well to check that out after the stream. Please sure to stay here, please.
Yeah,
Thank
please.
you. Thank you. Thank you. We love you.
But what is this? What was in the video, Gimmick?
Okay, so what I really like about this is I
Okay.
sent this a little bit before. You're doing this again.
Hey, you got all excited. I want to match your excitement. Gimmick.
I'm trying to be excited. Okay. But the cool thing is that it reveals that it seems that this version of Briar Witch Asaria is just after the curse was starting to take over. So she's still like not the witch just yet, but she's starting to see it. And so she's still trying to be a knight and stuff like that. I love that. That is so cool to me.
I think we were talking about that last stream too. How we were
were.
theorizing. We saw the community chatting about that.
Yeah.
So like, it is great to actually see that being fulfilled because I know so many people love Briar Witch Asaria and Lionheart Sirmia.
Absolutely.
And so like maybe getting even a little bit more teasing about this like story. Oh.
I love it, yeah. I know a lot of you guys want the story between the Chronicle of the Last Witch with
Yes.
Lionheart Sirmia and Briar Witch Asaria, but I mean, this is like a little bit,
It's
of
like
a
crumbs.
sneak peek,
Give me that. Give me those
Exactly.
crumbs.
which I'm really excited for. So be sure to make your climbs and do them soon because, again, season ends in just a week. Anyways, moving on to that next slide, please. We have, yes, so even if you might not hit your masters for this season, you do get a little consolation. Why don't you tell me a little bit about this? Here,
So-
I'll do this side. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yay!
Yeah, we get to do, yeah, now it's Miiku hour.
It's Miiku hour. Welcome. It's. I was gonna say it's like maintenance all over again, chat.
Oh boy. But anyways, this here, the profile card frame. Why don't we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So anyone from gold all the way up will be getting a profile card frame for this season, showcasing what you reached this season. And this is kind of like a bigger reward, I would say.
It's a little extra, little flair. I know a lot of you guys are talking about you want more to customize, a little bit more, detail and flair. This is another great way to add a little bit of extra to your profile card. We know, chat, we know you guys really want some more of the profile cards and options. We're definitely taking that feedback in and we'll be sending it over to HQ. We know, I mean, like I love customizing my little
I was
profile
gonna
card,
say.
but there are so many crazy
Oh my
designs. If you haven't
God.
seen our official Discord, we have
A chat
Yes.
that you can go. I believe it's profile card
yes,
flex.
profile card gallery. I
Gallery,
believe.
yes.
And there are some people who are so talented at
Oh
working
my
with our
God.
very, very limited system. I love it. It's very cool. Like, I don't mean to say limited in the way that like, oh, there's not a lot, but it's more like putting boundaries on yourself
Yes.
for like other games, right?
Yeah, you're
So-
only working with shapes. You can't really draw as much. But I feel like this is such a great cosmetic that you can show off how good you are, how awesome your profile card is, firstly, and how great you are in RTA. So it's just a big old flex overall.
Another way to flex. It's great.
Yeah.
So if you guys haven't seen the designs, they are on the official Stove page, so be sure to check that out too. And let's move on into the next piece of news here. So yes, more PvP stuff. Guild Wars season is beginning this weekend, or this week here. So, you know, we just had our preseason, so now be sure to make sure you are doing your Guild Wars because this is when it counts. This is when you're going to get your multipliers up and you can get more and more mystics for upcoming ML5s and ML4s, just like Wandering Prince Sid. So be sure to keep it running.
I think actually we see a question about those
Profile cards?
Yes.
Yes.
So are these profile cards available for those that do not do RTA? Unfortunately, not. These are only exclusive to profile. You can make your own profile cards, no matter if you're playing RTA or whatever. It's to your account, but to get those frames, that is RTA exclusive.
Yes, the frame is World Arena exclusive. You still have the ability to edit and make your own profile cards as you see fit. In the game at the moment, if you just tap on the home screen, the top left screen where your profile icon is, you can change the profile card there to your liking. But yes, the frames are only exclusive to those who participate in World Arena.
Yeah.
So.
But at least you only had to be gold to get one, right?
Exactly. You can make that climb. Anyone can make that climb.
I can make that
I
climb.
can make that. Sorry.
You are masters. You are so good at this game.
I'm okay. All right.
Us newbies rise up.
Moving on. Moving on.
Moving on. Next slide. Next slide.
So for Mystics, as we were talking about just with the Guild Wars season, make sure you get them because you got some cool banners right here. We have Navy Captain Landy, Pirate Captain Flan, Little Queen Charlotte, and Martial Artist Ken as the next rotation for Mystics. So a lot of really good choices here. I know a lot of people here really wanted Navy Captain Landy. There she is. And people want to counter Navy Captain Landy. There he is. And want to counter Martial Artist Ken. There she is. And then Pirate Captain Flan's there.
Hey,
she's just chilling.
she's there for Wandering Prince Sid.
Exactly.
She's there for the lore. She's
there
here for the
bomb.
girlies.
She's the bomb.
Yeah. Quite
literally.
Gimmick.
I'm sorry. It's one of those weeks.
Oh boy.
But yes, and in addition, on the next slide, you can see as well on this right-up banner, we will also be having Wandering Prince Sid. So, a lot to talk about. I know there was a lot of news here. We do have some extra stuff we want to talk about, but just to go back to everything, chat. How are you guys feeling about everything going on for this week? Because there is a lot. I know we haven't even talked about the part 2 of the event that we're going to be talking about in just a moment. But
but how are you guys enjoying it? I feel like this has been a pretty beefy update.
It's been quite a bit. I mean, there's a lot to make use of here, and there's just a lot of things to be excited for. So I think it's always a great thing. I mean, fortunately, I have the ML5. I don't have Pirate Captain Flan. Might be a little tempted, honestly.
Ooh,
Just for collection. But
just for... I'm gonna make my own bomb team
Your own
now.
bomb team?
Just to spite you, go full casino, go full. I'm Team
yes.
Luca.
Can't wait to just pull up my Laya and just all those bombs
Hey,
gone.
I can put Laya on there.
It's true. I'd have to ban your Laya.
And then I'll ban your Laya. So
well,
we're back to square
well,
one.
You know.
Okay, whatever.
Anyways, but chat, yes, how do you guys feel? Again, we are always taking notes. We're always taking your feedback into account. So we thank you guys for being so open about this. But there is quite a lot, and we will be getting a little bit more into in just a moment here.
I was also going to shout out my Dark Ghost. He just started a game, so I'm glad you're
Welcome
really...
in, My Dark Ghost. Hey, anyone else coming in, new players, first couple of weeks here, be sure to let us know how you're enjoying Epic 7.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Why don't actually we go to the Sanctuary to talk about this upcoming event?
Why don't we do that right now? Yes, let's go right into the Sanctuary and talk about what you guys are probably most excited for this week. Okay, here we are in the Sanctuary. Allow me to slide my little iPad here for maximum gaming focus.
We got to be precise with this.
So today we do have the second week of the Epic 7 Cross Overlord campaign. There's a lot to go over, so I will be going into every little bit and piece as best I can, including each individual hero's kit, how I personally built them, and as well as some other goodies and the side story. And as well for chat, be sure to stick around because we will be doing a little bit of draft mode or a little bit of mock battle. Those feel so synonymous. Like I always say,
battle.
mainly mock battle to showcase some of these heroes in action.
I was gonna say, there's also a great event going on to help gear up your heroes,
Yes,
right?
so that I wanted to quickly get into as well before we get started. But first of all, let's talk about this lobby.
Oh, this
because
lobby.
This lobby is available for you for 900 Sky Stones, and will present the heroes if you have them obtained in your account. So what's very interesting about this is that if you guys don't notice, Ainz is glowing with a little black aura, and it's actually that when the hero has a triple S imprint, they will glow with a little aura. I do not have Albedo and Shaltair on triple S, but I do have my Ainz at triple S. So you can see that's.
I was gonna say,
You see it right there.
I would love to see everybody with their little auras, but I do not have the luck of the draw to get SS plus.
You got.
No!
Okay.
Epic 7 is available to be free to play.
That's true, that's true. But the event that we're talking about as well, as you guys might know, there is a lot of gear going on. Like you can just get so much gear from the side story, right? So you might be wondering, hey, how do I get a lot of these, a lot of these charms and like equipment powder and stuff like that? And this event here, I'll actually go into this right now. Let's go into the ongoing events tab. There is an extra event here that might have popped up, if you might have noticed, called the Charm Rebate. And this works very simply. You basically, here, I'll show you how to participate. You get a point for our point system based upon powder or charms being used, and you build up these points, and you get tons of charms.
Oh
like,
my god.
So much charms.
I love this event. I'm constantly in charm debt, especially for building heroes and everything. I feel like I never have enough. So I'm constantly grinding out Labyrinth, and so this event I am super duper excited.
I'm very happy about this for sure. Like this is very nice. Like here, I'll show you. It's chat. It's not illusion, right? Bam, I go into my inventory and let's go here. Bam,
more
right there. Charms. Bam, bam, charms.
Bam, bam,
cool stuff.
Bam,
bam. So if you guys haven't taken advantage of this event here, or if you might be new to the game and might not know about the ongoing events system. Huge stuff. Like lots of things to take advantage of, especially of the Trials of Nazareth event as well. 200 energy per day. You can also go to the treasure hall here and spend those points on charms, bookmarks, unequipped scroll, and other goodies. And then the Trials of Nazareth here as well with these special missions, you can obtain all sorts of other goodies here for your liking.
And also with these, when you complete these Trials of Nazareth, you also get, 9 free summons for 7 days?
Exactly. So there's a lot. I mean, you already were getting 9 here as well for your first time completing Daily Reputation. But yeah, that's why there's like a ton of summons available. Get those units, get those imprints, tons of stuff to take advantage of right now.
Yeah.
So huge, honestly, just huge. I love getting all these events done, and it feels nice just to finish them one by one.
I was gonna say, as a kind of like mid-level player, and like I know there's a bunch of new players joining on. This is like the perfect time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is like the perfect time to get your gear going, get your heroes going. Tons of stuff available for you to take advantage of. So be sure to, Some people are saying, I'm gonna get the lobby pack. Someone's already purchased it.
Ooh,
so,
yay.
and also, if you guys don't know as well, with the 900 Sky Stone for the lobby pack, you actually get 10 leaves as well. Leaves. So, hey, more farming.
So what are we actually farming on, Gimmick?
So we're going to be talking about the side story event, but why don't we first go into the hero tab here and talk a little bit about these heroes kits and also just some prospective builds that I've made for these heroes.
Yes.
Starting off with none other than Ainz Ol Gaon.
Woo! Look at him!
So I have used Ainz right now on my Aggressive Growth, just for the moment. In the side story event, he's actually fully enhanced and awakened, but just for me here, it was a lot of investment of resources, so I decided to use Ainz Ol Gaon on my Aggressive Growth. But yes, for those who don't know, Ainz Ol Gaon has 2 very pivotal skills for right now. The first one being the Overlord of Death. So yes, that first line is pretty interesting. He does take more damage from light heroes by 30%. So that's a lot of damage. So steer clear of light heroes for sure. But when he gets attacked, he does activate, he has a chance to activate the mana barrier, which means he will get a counterattacking stance and give a barrier to all allies.
Oh, that's pretty good. Like a little health, a little shield, and plus he goes in counter stance.
Yes, the counter stance will then synergize with skill 1. Counterattacking is a skill 1 in this game for most heroes. So this here is basically a chance to stun all enemies for 1 turn, which is great. And then finally, the goal of All Life is Death, which is his signature move. What he'll do is he'll take off all the buffs from the opponent. He'll then apply Silence and then the Death Sentence. Death Sentence works where it counts a counter to 12 turns, and that can be anybody's turn, by the way. It's not just his, it's not just the opponent's. Any turns that pass.
Will that also count as counter attacks, dual attacks, or?
It does not. Only turns. So anything that is like a unit taking their turn from the combat readiness bar and then moving on.
Gotcha.
So once it hits 12, the opponent will take 50,000 fixed damage. So that means it cannot be damage reduced from damage sharing. It cannot be damage reduced from heroes like Spirit Eye Celine.
Dang.
They pop. They go bye-bye.
They go bye-bye.
They go bye-bye. And so the way to counter this is that it cannot be cleansed, so you have to take out Ainz instead. And so that basically makes it so that you apply this, and now your opponent is basically running in to try to take out Ainz as quickly as possible.
Okay.
So that's kind of his major game plan.
I was gonna say, then what are the best ways then, or recommended ways you would then build?
I think a lot of people right now are recommending to build Ainz with a good amount of speed. I'm building him a little bit slower, just because I want to keep him alive from those devastating attacks from opponents, right? But basically, try to make him cycle well, give him a good amount of effectiveness and effect resistance so he doesn't get controlled, and then just make sure he's in a team that that can support him, basically.
Gotcha.
Being with damage mitigation and stuff like that.
Gotcha. How is SS?
How's my Ainz triple S already?
Oh,
we'll be talking about that in just a moment with a side story.
Good job, Gimmick.
We're great at this.
It's like we're professionals or something.
But before we do that, we're going to go through all of the heroes and their kits, and then I'll also show off the builds as mine as well. But moving on into Albedo.
Oh, she's so freaking pretty.
Albedo is a Earth Knight, and so she is mainly focused on damage mitigation. So her passive reduces crit damage suffered by 20%. That is basically just the amount of adamant shield on, so you can see here my Unbound Knight Arrowwell here, right? Critical hit damage only by 16% at max here. She reduces by 20.
I was gonna say, so it's a complete, it's like she has a built-in artifact on her.
It's not the artifact to build on her, because the way that it works is that the priority system for damage reduction always prioritizes the highest. So you're not going to be stacking it, unfortunately. But the way that she works is that when somebody takes a crit, they will reduce the damage by 20%, and then when someone, except for Albedo, takes a critical hit, she will activate Let's Go Bicorn, which is an AoE attack where she throws the Bicorn at them, basically, which increases her speed and also dispels a buff from them.
That's
and it also scales on her max health. So she's supposed to be built, or at least her direction should be to be built with high max health. And then her skill 3, Rage of Nazarick, it dispels all buffs from the target.
Oh, that's nice.
And then makes him unable to be buffed and decreases defense. And also is another attack that scales on her max health. And then finally, her skill 1 is a simple single target attack. And then increases her combat readiness by 20%, which is a crazy amount, actually. That's a pretty good amount on skill 1.
I was gonna say, she just keeps moving faster.
She will cycle, and then if she makes a successful attack, she adds a little bit of extra damage on top of that. So pretty interesting for sure. I think that mainly a lot of people are seeing two different routes. You know, one with crit, one without crit. I will show off my build in just a moment, but that synergizes as well, like with her, high max health, synergizes with her artifact 3F, which then does a little bit of extra damage. Proportional to her max health. So it's pretty interesting. And then finally, I would say, any last?
No, I was gonna say she's definitely like a health scaler. You definitely want to build like as much health and much like
as much bulk as possible. Basically, that's why some people opt to build the crit for some extra damage. Others don't, just to go, I want as much health as possible, please. So there's that. And then finally, we have Shaltir, who just released today. If you haven't got a chance to summon for her, you can summon her today. I was lucky; I got an extra imprint for the crit chance. So there's a lot going on here. First of all, True Vampire is her passive. She cannot take more than 51% of her max health, so she is one of those units where you have to hit her with 2 normal attacks in order to take her out, or you can pop her with fixed damage. So that's sort of, it's similar to the Goal of All Lives is Death, where fixed damage breaks through the damage limit kind of attacks. Same thing with other heroes that we were talking about earlier. And then when she has over 60% of her max health, she will increase attack at the start of her turn, which gives her some extra damage, and then at the end of her turn, she'll also grant stealth. So she's pretty tricky. She is vulnerable at the start of combat, and then, but once she takes her turn, she'll be stealth, which is pretty interesting.
Oh, that seems pretty powerful.
It is a pretty strong skill. And then moving on to her skill 3, Purifying Javelin, she will dispel all buffs from an enemy, and then she will use an attack that has a 100% hit chance.
So
increase.
it's gonna hit.
It's gonna hit even against non-element advantage, so against ice units and against evasion units. So
Ooh.
she wants to hit, she will hit. And then if she has higher attack than the opponent, she will then ignore effect resistance on the dispel. So very, very interesting concept here with the ignore effect resistance system.
I was gonna say, it just seems like her and Ainz just keep wiping people's buffs, and Albedo just completely wipe people's buffs so they can do as much damage.
There seems to be a trend on dispelling buffs and making sure that the opponent can't just keep locking down their units with tanking, which is pretty interesting. And then finally, summon householders with skill 1, where she summons familiars to inflict injuries on the enemy. It's pretty devastating damage, and then she can increase the damage with a soul burn and goes up to 20% max health for injury. Injury, if you guys don't know, it basically just decreases the unit's max health. So the way that it works is that heroes who have health scaling damage, they'll start dealing less damage. If they have healers, they'll start healing less. So it makes them a little bit easier to take out. There's a lot of heroes with injury nowadays, and she is another one of them as well. So a lot to talk about there.
Good job, Gimmick.
Yeah, that's a lot to talk about. But I want to jump into my build as well, just to talk about how I'm personally building them, with some aggregation from what I've seen around the community.
Yeah. So tell me, I know a lot of Shell tiers kind of kit revolves around crit.
Yes.
So what is like kind of some good stats that like players should be aiming for with
Well,
her?
given her passive again about stealthing only when she takes a turn, you want her to take a turn, or most people are recommending that she takes a turn pretty quickly, so she can then stealth and hide away from any big damage, right? And on top of that, she wants to have, she probably wants to have high attack and damage, just so she can take out that pivotal unit as early as possible. Someone's saying 50% crit chance. Yep, I got 50% crit chance.
50-50.
50-50, baby. Let's pray that doesn't happen.
We'll see.
We'll see.
But so you're gonna really want to focus on high speed, high crit damage, and high crit chance.
Yes,
correct?
and then high attack on top of that.
Oh.
The survival stats are not as prioritized here because she's mainly a damage dealer on her kit. So that's kind of how I built her. Some people have her faster, some people have her slower. Here's what I'm running with. This might, players might change it, from time to time.
Well, she just came out.
She did just release. A lot of things take time to develop, so obviously be sure to keep experimenting around. We do have a lot of time to work around, especially with the free on equip right now, so that's always great.
I see a lot of people kind of switching between like destruction set on her, or pen set, or either a crit set.
Yeah, crit set definitely is for people who want to make sure they just hit that 100% crit chance. It's pretty interesting. Einzelgaun, I mainly focused on, again, tanking down with this one.
Okay.
Not as fast as I've seen other people build Ainz, but I wanted to build him a little bit slower just so I can make sure he was tanky and that he was able to apply status effects while not getting controlled. So I have him on speed defense here.
Okay.
I hope, I've been trying it out. It's been working in the scenarios where I need to. You do need to be a little bit aversive of light heroes because of its passive, right?
Gotcha.
But in the situations where it's like focusing on one tanky unit, Ainz really does assist in that area, which I think it's pretty interesting to use.
I can see him being pretty good, maybe in Abyss, maybe even Hunt. So I definitely think there's some things he can be.
There's definitely a lot of experimentation to be made.
Yes,
for
exactly.
Sure. And then finally, my Albedo is built as such here. I know a lot of people talked about building them with crit damage. I decided personally to run with no crit. Definitely experiment around. I decided to go kind of very tanky, as much health as I could. Still enough speed to cycle around, and then also just making sure that she doesn't get hit by any debuffs from standard units, and I do have her on her artifact as well. It's a lot. I've seen people run similar builds with the counter set, so that when she counters, she pushes up pretty well.
Ooh.
And I might want to experiment with that in the future as well. But this is the build that I've been running with. So to showcase these characters, I wanted to run this in the side story here. So why don't I go ahead and do that right now? So let's start off with the first one here, the Sandstorm Desert.
I was going to ask, before we actually jump into this, how do you get Ainz imprints? Because I remember a player was asking earlier in the stream, and I wanted to just make sure everyone knows how to get Ainz imprints.
Yes, so for those who don't know, Ainz is self-imprintable through a unique imprint mechanic, and you can obtain them here in the Overlord's Force tab here.
Ooh.
You'll basically farm materials in both weeks of the side story, and you will obtain these different rings, and these all can be imprinted into Eins to make them triple S. And you also get a little piece of 88 gear for your time as well. So that's how we want to showcase, or that's how we want to work with these imprint system. You can get our triple S, and he will help you tremendously in the side story by providing extra buffs and damage.
That's great.
So I wanted to run through this as well, especially for the new players who might not have all of the gear and equipment that they might want, to show that even with even with some more standard gear, these two heroes can
definitely do work. Because like I'm the type of player who's like, I don't have the perfect gear just yet, but I really want to use the unit. I really want to try it. So I'm just going to try my hardest to just put gear on or slap any kind of gear on just to get seeing them how they play in game. And I've been pretty successful as well.
I've been able to run this event pretty smoothly, thankfully. I mean, I do have more gear than some other players for sure, but I just wanted to showcase, this is a story, pardon me, Sandstorm Desert. There are 5 difficulties. You can only farm the 5th one once, and you get the extra little bonuses, but so we'll be doing the 4th difficulty only. And actually, I am going to try to run it with only these 2, just on auto battle, just to run it through. As you can see here on the left side, you have the lead hero enhancement and the connection hero enhancement. So by having these 2 heroes on the team, you can obtain different buffs and to help with your farming throughout the event.
So they're like quintessential for your run. I know I've seen some guides coming out with our content creators and seeing the community talk about ways of running this event without them, but it seems like these buffs are excellent. Like it just makes like farming and going through this so much easier.
It definitely does. I know that some people were comparing this to a similar side story that we had last year, but the difference being that the imprint is only to the hero that you can obtain fully for free here. And then the biggest thing here is mainly that you only need the presence of the other heroes to have these extra little bits and pieces added on. So why don't we go into this one first here with the Sandstorm Desert, and I will just run this through to see how these 2 heroes perform on auto.
The Sandstorm Desert, you see that synergy just with Eins and Albedo, correct?
Yes, so for the first week with the Sandstorm Desert, the only 2 heroes that have these buffs are Eins Olgaun and Albedo. So I'll be running through this here as well, just to run through it. And in the meantime, chat, feel free to let us know, how have your events been going so far? Any good gear? I know a lot of people love farming gear.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you pulled any good pieces last week?
Not just yet, unfortunately. I'm still building up currency. You might have seen I did do a few exchanges, and we might do a few exchanges as well. But as you can see, the buffs that are given here through Albedo and Eins really help push the amount of damage that these characters are doing. And the biggest focus, from what I personally observe, is that you're mainly wanting to ensure that death sentence is counting down. That's going to be the biggest source of your damage in these. So even if you don't have heroes that are big damage dealers, you're mainly focusing on, I mean, look at that, right? Just
Dude,
about 80% of their health just went right there.
I will just say, I love the fact that Death Sentence is an AoE attack, so it applies to all enemies on the field. It isn't just one.
In this one, yes.
Oh, yes, in this one.
Yes, it is single target, as you can see here, but in others, it does spread onto the ads as well.
That's so nice.
Yes, and some people were saying, yes, in the chat here on the YouTube side, the event is difficult for you. Imprint your Eins. Definitely one of the most important things for people who might be having trouble. Just farm up those imprints using the currency, and then once you have enough, go straight over to the Overlord's Force, get those imprint materials, and bam, you'll be having a lot more help.
I see players having issue where they can't pass stage 2. Like, I've been in your position. It's definitely pretty hard, but I will say with this event, if you have Albedo, if you have Eins, they are already, fully enhanced?
Yes, so they do get the lead hero buff, which means that they are enhanced all the way to level 60, and also have full, all their awakenings and all their skills. So it's great for people who might not be able to add tons of gear or tons of materials, and you can still get more. You can still get more as well through the Overlord event as well. So that's tons of ways to get more opportunities, but fortunately you don't have to worry too much about that. And bam, I mean, that was like such a quick clear.
That was such an easy, quick clear. And also, I will say, your team looks fantastic.
I know, the team looks great. Some people are saying, should I be concerned about using leaps to get energy? I think that in my personal opinion, I save my leaps for events like this. Now's a great time to, if you are progressing through the game, you can always use the web event as well. So.
Yeah. I would also say, like, I'm typically the person that kind of hoards leaves. So I have been burning through my leaves to get some good gear because I desperately don't have a great immunity set. I have not, like, built my hunt team just yet.
Yes.
So I've been grinding out as much immunity gear as I can.
Immunity is a good set. It's a pretty niche one because you do need to declare Asmonak, but hey, this is a great opportunity for, again, for first on the Orbis Treasury, first one is going to be Destruction, Health, and Immunity. Immunity is always great for a lot of PvP heroes. Same with Destruction, Health set's great for a lot of tanky heroes. Great sets overall. And then on the second week, for those who aren't aware, Speed, Crit, Pen set.
So I know so many people are going to be grinding out this speed set.
I think some people like Speed set.
I think
personally.
Would you say speed is king?
Perhaps. But anyways, people are saying, if you have any energy to use, this is the event to use it. Don't save it.
Yeah.
Personally, I would recommend to run this if you can. Definitely at the higher levels if you can. So there's tons of things that are, usable in this situation.
And even if you can't clear, say, level 3, level 4, level 5. I still haven't manually done level 5 to be honest, but it's still good to just grind out and get that currency so that you can get better gear and hopefully then you can clear.
Yes, and also with I did the sword thing again.
It's okay. I do that all the time.
Hey, look, the button's so shiny.
It's shiny. It's
Anyways,
pretty.
we're gonna move into the second one here, and I will replace Ainz with Shaltair.
All right.
Someone asking, is level 60 max? Sorry, I'm new. Yes, level 60 is the max. You have the 6 stars, and then you have level 60 as the max level.
Yes.
So now you know. So let's go right into week 2 here. We'll see if I can pull this off with the 2 of them. If not, we might need to ask for a little assistance with my team. But similar thing I'm doing here is where I'm just going to make sure that these heroes are running with their buffs, and they do have them for being a part of the event here. This one's a little more interesting. This boss can't be directly targeted, so you have to take out the front one. So this one might take a little bit more time.
This one, I was having a little bit of trouble going through this for the first time because I didn't realize that the main boss was stealth. I was like, why? What's going on? I'm not doing anything.
I can't hit them, please.
Just let me attack. And then I realized, oh, he's stealth. I need to focus on the ad in front to make sure that he's not getting health and doing all these things. Once it's out, it's a little bit it's way easier to clear.
Yes, for sure. And what's pretty nice about this is that the presence of Shaltair will actually help count down the timer for the goal of all life is death by turns when attacking. So will week 3 unlock a new stage to farm? On Stove, it should have all of the details, but I would highly recommend checking Stove there
for all the information.
Yes, for all the additional information. But currently, we have these 2 stages here.
Yeah.
So this is actually going on a little bit faster than I
was going to say,
expected.
usually it takes me a while to clear this stage, so I was going to say.
Bringing on the support hero definitely assists a lot.
Oh, yeah. Sure. I mean, I like to have always a support hero, especially just to protect Ainz. I usually have a Momo just to make sure he's getting health, even though he can heal himself a little bit and shield. But just having that little extra health just to make sure my anxiety is down.
Bringing a support unit is always a good choice as well, for sure.
Yeah.
And let's see here. Almost done here. Yep. Death sentence is clicking down.
There it goes.
Yep. Bam. Okay. Now the boss is exposed again. Hopefully, I think they go back into stealth now, do they? Nope.
Nope.
We're good. All right. Almost done here. One more. The goal of all life is death. And by the way, the animations for all 3 of these heroes are just wonderful. It's so cool to see all 3 of them in action for sure.
Definitely. They're S3s. Oh my gosh.
Very, very cool. And I love the attention to detail for sure. And there we go. Bam. All of these stages for right now cleared pretty instantly with just the 2 heroes. And yes, it is true, I do have a little bit more gear, but I think the most important thing here is the importance of the
Ainz
imprint and the assistance of a other hero. So huge. Yeah.
This is huge.
So there we have it. These are the 2 events that you can run currently. As you guys know, again, we can obtain some other stuff here. This little background image is actually also obtainable through the illustration exchange too, which is pretty neat. So you can actually put it into your lobby.
I was gonna say, it's kind of like that old previous event we had before. We had the exclusive illustration.
Exactly.
Oh, do you actually have a gimmick?
I think, I'm pretty sure I do. I'll show it off here.
Why don't you show it off?
Why don't we show it off here? If you guys don't know, you can check out your lobbies up here on the top left. Oh, it's right there.
Oh,
Wow.
look at it.
Wow, I had it ready.
Wow.
So you can see you get a little extra piece of art to put into your lobby if you'd like to.
Oh, it's so freaking funny and cute because you see all the characters from Overlord.
Over on the corner there. I'm actually going to wait a second for the screen to fade out so you can see all. Yep, not touching. There we go.
There
so
we
now
go.
you can see it in all of its glory. But there's so many things that you can obtain from this event. So if you haven't taken advantage of it, be sure to do so. Yeah, there's a lot of things to take advantage of for sure. And again, there is one more week of story coming in next week, so don't miss out on that either.
I was gonna say, so what do we do now, Gimmick?
I think that, well, I might have said this a little bit earlier, but how's about we open up a mock battle lobby for everybody?
Woo!
So what we're gonna do is that I think we're gonna open up a mock battle lobby for everybody to join, come one, come all, and we're gonna make it so that we're gonna have a rule where at least one Overlord hero needs to be drafted on the team. So the rules are gonna be, the hero has to be drafted, you cannot ban the Overlord hero, and if one of these rules is broken, we will be moving on to the next player. So why don't we just get right into this right now. I'm gonna actually go into Arena, World Arena, don't mind that I'm at 9 and 10 placements, please, thank you. And I'm just gonna do E7, and I'm gonna do yay. Can I get a yay in chat? Can I get a yay in chat? We're gonna put it standard. Come one, come all. Let's get some matches rolling.
Let's see who's entering in. So, I know you've been talking so much, Gimmick. I just want to say.
There's been a little chatter here and there.
Yay, we have some yays in the chat.
We have some yays in chat.
So, all right.
We already have a few people here. I guess, I mean, we can just send it right now, or we can wait a little bit longer.
Why don't we wait just a little?
Just a little bit more for sure.
Ooh, so we got some Ellie Love Live,
we got
Wild
Berserk,
Berserk,
DC914. Welcome in. Come on, come all.
we get Malware.
I'm also gonna put in 2 pre-bans just because we're gonna play at high level.
Ooh, we're gonna be professionals.
How do I join? So if you are at rank 60 or higher, you can go into the mock battles system on the World Arena tab. So you might be a little under level if you're newer to the game, but you can watch the matches and all the action right here. So be sure to come in and tune in if you want a few seconds of like earlier showcasing, you can come into the match lobby. But you're not gonna be missing on anything really for the most part.
Yeah. Well, why don't we just
go right into it?
Yeah. Why don't the first 2 people who came into
first 2 in here? Let's do it.
Let's
we
do
have
it.
Malware versus Adol. I believe I've seen Malware before. Let's get it running.
Nice.
Malware on that first pick.
And just remember, you need to draft at least
one Overlord hero, please.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Say nothing. Say nothing. All right, we have our pre-bans. C. Lilius and a Qual ban on the left, and LRK and Bryceria. We got the Einzel gown starting on first here.
Here we go. Eins. Oh, maybe a
Eins Orugaun. And we have Shelter on the right here.
Ooh.
This might be interesting. If Eins goes first, death sentencing Shelter might not actually be a bad idea because again, she doesn't take she doesn't reduce fixed damage, right?
I was gonna say when we were looking at a kit, if we were going against Shoutier, I would want Eins on my team because it gets that true damage. It cuts through everything. Doesn't matter how much like damage mitigation you have.
For sure. All right, let's see what this opponent is going to choose here. There's a lot of good choices that are light heroes here against Einzelgaun. Again, as we were saying, the passive is 30% extra light damage, but I thought I recognized his name. So if you guys don't know, if you guys don't watch our YouTube channel, I have a little series called World Arena Roundup, and World Arena Roundup is a little series where I have people submit their replays for World Arena to just showcase cool builds, PvP. Malware showcased Peacemaker Furious, and he's back. He's back. He's back right here to show us again Peacemaker Furious. I love this.
I was gonna say, to give context to new players as well, Peacemaker Furious has been like one of those ML characters that were released and really didn't hit the meta as hard as like the team anticipated. So like to see him being drafted by Malware, this is huge. Typically we don't see him ever getting played. So I am so excited to see him.
Araminta? This guy is crazy.
Yo,
this is crazy.
He's doing something. Ooh.
Going for... I think they're going to try to keep in the Solitaria for those stun immunities, but we'll have to see what happens.
I was going to say maybe, but...
Someone says no, ban it. No, please don't ban the Peacemaker either.
No!
Don't do that to me.
Please, we got to let him play.
Let him cook, please.
Let him cook!
Let him cook! And
I
Abyssal Euphion on that last pick. Very interesting on that last pick. You know, you might actually... We'll have to see here. We'll have to see what these opponents are doing here.
Yeah, we got 22 seconds left on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
Peacemaker Fury is coming out. Also.
No, we don't say that. He's alive and well, and he's doing great.
He's doing great.
All right, so we have a Christie ban, and we have a Sea Phantom Politis ban. Very interesting.
Very interesting.
So we have Araminta and Peacemaker Furious on this left side. And this is going to be interesting.
I'm
very excited.
I've never actually seen a Peacemaker Furious being played.
Ainz Olgown going first here.
Ooh, we got a
So he has to take that first turn there.
Oh, and he got the stun on AU Fiend.
He has to skip his first turn here because that the Celine will proc, and that might cause him trouble.
Oh.
So we already have some big control going on here. Albris cannot counter or proc on when they're stunned, right? So now they've kind of revealed that. So we'll have to see what goes on here. Ooh, some stuns here.
But we get the clear from Ainz.
We do not. We get the barrier from Ainz.
The barrier from Ainz. Oh, okay.
There goes Araminta.
No!
Uh-oh. This might be trouble.
It's okay. It's okay. We
We'll
got
see what
Peacemaker.
happens.
We got Peacemaker Furious.
We still do have Peacemaker Furious here. And going into the Sharoon here, to get some good damage.
Interesting.
Idol's Cheer, very interesting.
Oh.
This is going to be pretty interesting to see what happens here. Because I think at this point here, it's going to be debuffing the Shaltier and pushing them back. Shaltier is now under the amount of health to where she can get the... Shaltier's just gone. Oh, and the double proc too. Huge.
Oh, what is that damage? That
was some pretty good damage.
That was beefy.
And the stun on the Solitaire right back at you. All right, Ainz is back here. I think Ainz is able to use... Oh, just goes for the AoE again.
Oh, interesting.
Elbrus comes through. Idol's Cheer.
But no counter was procced on that Ainz.
Not yet. Oh, because it was from a counterattack.
Oh, you know what?
So. There goes... All right, so no focus gain right now. That's why Peacemaker Furious can't build up his skills right now, because Solitaria is on the field. Gotcha.
But now she's not.
Yep. Uh-oh, time for Abyss. This might be trouble.
Ooh.
Let's see.
We'll see. What
she
is
was
it?
hit enough. So.
Oh, there goes trauma.
Here comes the trauma buff. This might be a little.
This might be tough.
Wow, that Ainz is actually very bulky.
That is a bulky boy.
Okay.
Oh.
So it's up to Ainz now. This is going to be...
The solo carry.
Might be a solo here, but we'll see what happens here.
Ooh, that's a lean.
All right, will we at least put on the goal of all life is death? No, he's going to go for the stun chance again. Doesn't get it, unfortunately.
Ooh, I was going to say.
And Malware pulls that was a pretty close showing
that was great.
Until the very end there.
Dude.
Malware, I love how much you're cooking. It's so much cooking.
If I want to send you all the love. Like that, it was excellent.
All right, let's see here. I'm gonna just quickly close my eyes.
Here, I'll pick. Well, let me pick.
Okay, you're gonna pick?
I'm gonna pick. We're gonna go with...
Let's put in the next round of heroes here. We have Jersho, let's see here, and DC914, 2 bronze players. Ooh. I like this. This is gonna be fun.
Hey, I randomly chose. I wasn't even looking at the ranking. I just looked at the names.
All right, so if Jashiro here and DC914 are here, if you're ready, all right, let's get it.
Let's do it, guys.
Let's do it. And we got the Pernilla profile picture there.
I still haven't gotten Pernilla.
I still haven't either. She is an ML3, so.
Okay.
But I do want to see what might come out from the, again, from the synergy between Ragnvald and Pernilla at some point.
I really want to build a team with them. I think it's really cool that they have that like sibling duo where they get that those dual attacks together.
Yes. So once again, be sure you have to draft a Overlord hero, both sides again. If it is banned or there is no draft, we will have to move to the next match.
Yeah.
But let's see what happens. Let's see what they cook. They got 2 pre-bans here. I know that in lower rankings of RTA, you do not get 2, you get only 1, but let's see what they choose.
Oh, a ban on Albedo.
Uh-oh. We might need to move on if the opponent does not have.
We'll see.
We'll see. Again,
let's get through the draft.
You guys do need to draft at some point. You have to draft an Overlord hero. If not, we'll have to move the match on.
Wasn't an
I'm a little confused at this one, honestly. I think they might be doing their own thing here. We'll have to see it. We'll wait until the last one. We got Ainz on down. Wait, level 60 ran. Ainz is there. He's chilling.
He's there. Oh, is that a seed on pick?
Ooh, that might be a seed on pick.
Ooh.
Let's see what they go for here.
Ooh.
Lots of interesting choices.
Very interesting. Maybe.
Patience, indeed, indeed.
Yes, we wait. We
We
see what
wait.
they're cooking.
We wait. What
They
will they
think.
cook?
Ooh. With a tenebria, maybe?
Lizzie?
Elite.
There's a
Alaya.
lot of good choices here.
Yeah, and they're fully awakened and max level, too.
But yes, DC does need to pick Shaltir here. I hope they didn't accidentally, pick themselves into a corner, but
We'll see.
if they don't go through, then I'm gonna have to
They
just
might have-
move on to the next match, unfortunately.
Well, we'll see. They might whip out Shaltir.
At the very end, hopefully. We'll have to see.
The Spectre Tenebria pick.
Okay, we'll hope for, let's see what's... Honestly, if Jeshiro chooses Shaltir as well, I might also work. But we'll have to see here. I see an RB
Alright.
pick.
Ooh.
And hold now for the last ones here.
We'll see.
Hold, chat, hold.
Hold. Oh, that Sinful Angelica skin is
The skin's really cool.
The skin is really cool. Too bad I don't have Sinful Angelica.
Not yet?
Nope, not yet. I have not been lucky.
That's unfortunate. Maybe soon. Maybe soon.
Maybe soon. Maybe I'll be lucky.
I'm not looking too positively at this last pick
Yeah.
here. I feel like they might have accidentally chosen Albedo in the ban accidentally.
Instead of
Actually choosing the hero.
Oh, that must have been it.
All right, I think we're going to have to close this one for now, unfortunately.
Well,
That's how it is.
I
But
apologize, guys.
Let's move on into the next match right along
So
here.
I'll let you pick.
Let's just go into, I see this, that is a crab gamer.
Is that a crab game?
Do we put in the crab gamer? I think we put in the crab gamer.
Oh, you put in. Wow.
So we'll put in Mithras, and then who else can we have? We have another. Do we have another challenger player here? I think we do, or a champ player. Let's do this.
Let's do
How about that?
Ooh, interesting. So, Mithras and Mingu, when you're ready, just.
We're ready on up. And again, one more time, a Overlord hero must be drafted on both sides, please. All right, let's get it going.
You got this.
Someone said yellow card. Yeah.
Hey, listen, it's okay.
It happens.
It's okay.
It happens. I mean, some people are newer to World Arena, right? So, the ban phase and other phases are pretty hard to come by.
Yeah.
So we have a Janua ban and a Sea Phantom Politis ban, and
Ooh, a
also
double C Politis band.
and a Urban Shadow shoe ban. That might actually show that they might be picking Albedo for that prevention. Yep.
Whoa!
Just because the main thing is that Albedo does get heavily injured. She won't be doing a lot of damage, right? So we'll have to see when it comes out of this here. So we have Mithras here drafting that Laya again. I'm watching you. I'm watching you, buddy.
We're watching.
You better put in that pick there. If not, I'm gonna have to pull away from here.
I was gonna say, I see Wild Berserk in chat saying, "Put me in, coach."
Please put me in, coach. Right?
Well, we'll see.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay, we do have two on the field again. Mithras. If you have Shaltir, you gotta draft her.
Ooh, that might have pinched them out of the draft.
I don't think they have Shaltir.
No! Oh, Mithras. Oh, GG.
I think that sounds like a lot of people might actually have all the available heroes at the moment.
So, what do we do now, Gimmick?
I think that maybe the best choice instead is to utilize the other system where the Overlord heroes are available.
Oh, so
Ooh.
does that mean more draft mode?
I think it's time for a little draft mode, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to be changing up the rules to draft mode instead. And in this situation, if you do see an Overlord hero, you have to pick it. So let's get into this to change to draft mode. Let us swap these characters out again one more time, and let's get these two players going. Why don't we do that?
Let's do this. So, Epic and Cloud, whenever you're ready, just queue up.
Someone said, I joined because I thought this was a draft mode match. Your Shaltir was not built. Totally
No,
understandable.
totally all good. Don't worry.
We're gonna move into draft mode now because of that, though. Let's
Yeah.
make things happen.
So now everyone's fully geared. Even this is like my favorite mode as like
Yes.
a newbie player.
This is a lot of fun, and also for the sake of fairness, don't look at the screen.
Don't look.
Don't look at the screen.
Don't look at the screen. I will also try not to spoil anything, even though there's a
We'll see what
there's a
happens here.
way.
Let's see if there's any picks on the field here. So far, there's a standard picks. Again, a lot of these heroes were adjusted, so a lot of their gears have been changed. Some people might not be entirely familiar with what they have available, but hey, we'll have to see what happens, right?
Yeah, I definitely gotta go through the stove article and see like all the changes.
Definitely.
Yeah, wasn't Ahmed like super duper fast last time?
She was pretty darn fast, and I think she might be the same way.
Oh, we see a reroll from Cloud.
Okay, we have a reroll there. Someone says you may be able to win if you select all the heroes before the opponent. Technically, you will be able to have at least one hero from the collaboration chosen on each side, just that you need to draft them pretty early.
All right.
We move on to our next picks here, Flan Opener.
And Corvus
And
until
Dark
now.
Corvus, okay.
Like the last pick.
Let's see here, any Overlords?
I don't
Not
know.
at the
Blue
moment
still
here.
has a reroll, I
They do
think.
still have a reroll, yes, that is true.
Oh,
I think
but
I
they
go into
went.
this here.
All right. No Overlord heroes. That's okay.
It happens.
Yeah.
That's just how it is sometimes.
Yeah. Now, let's see who gets banned.
Oh, I'm excited to see this. And again, Seavan and Politis is one of the new heroes that is actually in this mode, so we'll have to see her in action as
Ooh.
well.
And the Sid and Violet band, so no super glass cannon-y like evasion.
Not at the moment, yeah, it seems, but we don't have any enraged synergy here on Seavan and Politis' side. And ooh, Flan takes the first turn.
Oh, Flan is now the opener.
Interesting.
So I guess his Ahmed is a little bit slower.
I think Flan is just very fast. Too.
Oh, maybe.
There's a lot of speed. There's a lot of speed in this mode. All right.
Well, I see someone in chat talking about how Overlord heroes aren't guaranteed in draft mode. Yeah, they're going through like a whole list of different heroes, so you never know what you're gonna get, and that's the beauty of draft mode. You kind of learn how to play RTA.
What I find interesting here as well about this draft here is that, they have Lilius here as the main damage dealer. Thing is, Lilius scales on the unit with the highest attack, and as you might notice, we have a health scaler. So not too much attack, but we'll have to see what comes out of this here.
You know what? We'll see.
We'll see. Oh, hitting that huge crit on that.
That's a big crit. Oh,
Right.
and defense break. Oops. Blah, blah.
Some people were saying, I think there should be 2 to 3 draft refreshes instead of just 1. Might be a nice change to see.
Ooh.
Pretty interesting, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We'll definitely make note of your feedback and provide it to the devs.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's going to be pretty interesting to see how this mode evolves. I know it's like a very solid baseline for a lot of players, but it's just how it is sometimes. With time, things will change.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have this big sleep coming through.
Ooh.
3 of them slept.
Wow.
Let's see here. Ooh, here comes the shoe counter.
Yes, shoe.
You are indeed a shoe fan, aren't
Hi,
you?
listen, she is the cutest hero. If you guys don't know, she was my favorite hero in Epic 7. I just think she's so cute. I love her color palette. I love her design. I also love how her story interplays with her kid's name. I think she's very cute.
She's very silly.
I know she's very silly. I know. Also, Mashu hated Shu.
Mashu.
Oh.
Good old Mashu. Ooh. So I did not have the buff removal there, unfortunately. And here comes Shu again. So she's got that skill 2 right now. And the thing is that even though Shu's kit kind of focuses more on dual attacks and extra attacks, Rowana can't heal some of her teammates right now. So pretty devastating.
Ooh, Dark
big
Corvus.
duel.
And the proc.
D Corvus is coming through.
All right.
All right, next turn here coming in from Sea Phantom Polite is a dual attack. They're really bargaining on this Dark Corvus here.
Oh, is that like their win con?
I think so, because if Dark Corvus is ready to roll, then I think Shu gets taken out, and it should be pretty hard for the opponent to go any further.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone's saying Dark Corvus pretty close to popping off. Yeah, say goodbye to Shu. Oh no.
Hey, Shu's not going anywhere.
Maybe. We'll see in about 30 seconds.
Oh, here you go.
He's ready. He's got that big R. That means he's ready.
Oh!
Oh, it crashed.
Oh! Dark Corvus broke the game!
Dark Corvus broke the game. Oh my goodness.
No! Dark Corvus!
I think you could you have it any other way, chat? Could you actually have it any other
That's
way?
crazy! No! Yeah. Oh.
Oh boy, oh boy. What a day, chat.
Oh no. Oh no.
Damn, yeah, it actually
Too much damage.
It damaged my app, actually.
It crashed everything. It broke his own verse.
Too powerful, lore accurate.
That sentence on client.
He shall punish us with the strength of darkness, and oh, he did.
He did.
Oh, he did.
Wow. You know what?
I think they were unfortunately out of time for today to run any further matches, unfortunately.
Oh,
but
thank you guys so much for joining us. And can we do any last words?
I'd say what a stream. I know there's been a lot that's been going on. Again, huge update, a lot going on right now with Epic 7. With the event, all the new heroes, all the upcoming stuff people are excited for. There's a lot that's going on. So I hope that you guys are as excited as we are for more and more for Epic 7, even through the little hiccups here and there.
Listen, it's lore accurate. It adds a little flavor.
If it was lore accurate, my screen would have been broken too.
That would have been scary. That would have been really scary, chat.
Let's just be thankful that I can at least turn the iPad on again. But what a day. We'll be back here in 2 weeks with our next Orbis Overdrive. Again, that is every time we have our maintenance events, which are run here by Miiku on our official Discord. If you're ever waiting for the game to come back up, be sure to join our Discord on those Wednesday evenings PST.
And I would also say, like, if you guys are new to the Epic 7, I know it can be a lot to take in. Definitely join our Discord. Our Discord has a great number of players, ranging from new to old to like day one players, like that are willing to help and like want to get you to the point of succeeding. And if you have any questions, Gimmick and I are always there.
We're always
chatting.
there. We got plenty of other people who are always happy to help, as we said. Yeah, again, official Epic 7 is our Discord. Be sure to type it in. And but that's about everything we've got. Again, you'll be able to see us in 2 weeks from now. We'll be rating Kevstripe. Is actually, if you guys didn't know, Kevstripe is one of our new content creators. So be sure to welcome him warmly, and let's go see some matches there from Kevstripe. But for now, thank you guys so much for joining. It's been your guy Gimmick.
And your resident newbie Miiku.
We'll all see you in another episode of Orbis Overdrive. Bye-bye.
Bye.